A long time ago, there was a case of mistaken identity.
Like in 1742, wasn't it?
A murder in the churchyard.
The murder occurred just around here. John Breeds, he was a local butcher.
I heard the murderer was quite an unwell man.
My family's always believed us to be related to John Breeds the butcher, probably some sort of great uncle.
And he had some beef with the mayor. Well, that's a bit ironic, like a butcherer with beef.
He was angry. Yeah, really angry.
Apparently he fell foul of the mayor, James Lamb.
Order!
Lamb accused Breeds of underselling his meat in his butchers.
Imposed a fine on him for weights and measures.
The mayor said something like he was doing the wrong weights.
John Breeds was not very happy about this.
And he had a vendetta against James Lamb as a result.
So he hatched a cunning plan to lay a wait for the mayor one night in the churchyard, having heard that he was going to visit his son.
He was invited to a do in Rye.
But the day he wanted to kill the mayor in the graveyard, the mayor was ill.
So he went along to his deputy mayor.
Some guy.
The mayor's son-in-law.
Brother-in-law
Alan Greville, and said, would you go in my place? And Alan said, yes, I will.
He was wearing a red cloak borrowed from the mayor.
And what kind of evening was it?
I reckon it was a dark night.
Dark and dingy and horrible.
And anyway, murders happen in the dark, don't they? They don't happen in the daytime.
Couldn't see your hand in front of your face.
It was very wet and stormy.
He made his way through St Mary's churchyard,
where Breeds lay in wait,
Having a belly full of beer.
He had a mission that night.
He saw the mayor's cloak in the distance.
The butcher leapt from out behind a gravestone and stabbed
him twice in the back.
He was like, oh! Like, yeah, pretty much. Like, that's how, that I didn't get from the Rye Observer, but...
I imagine it's like... I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. I'm stabbing someone.
I'm thinking if he was stabbed in the back, and I don't know if he was stabbed in the back or not. That's just what I'm imagining. I don't know why. I think he probably came from around a tree. He was probably hiding and just sort of punched him and maybe even said sorry. Because this guy apparently got home without knowing he'd been stabbed, so he must have thought he was bumped into by a drunk or something, which happens a lot round here still.
and then he sat in front of the fire and died overnight.
James Lamb had an epiphany that something was up with his brother-in-law.
And went over the road to see him in the night.
Seems all right. Oh, that's not good, is it?
And I believe that the servant was initially arrested for the murder.
Oh, Alan.
You?
What?
But then they found a blood-stained butcher's knife in the churchyard with John Breeds scrawled on it.
A few hours into the early morning, Breeds was apprehended in the town.
As he staggered around, laughing, drunk, shouting,
Butchers kill lambs!
Butchers kill lambs!
He was in a rare distraction. I think that's how they called people insane in 1742.
Butchers kill lambs.
And was arrested.
Breeds was tried by the very person, James Lamb.
He had intended to kill.
Which these days would be a little bit unfair.
After some time, it was a bit of a crooked trial.
James Lamb found him guilty.
He was hung on the salts.
Was it on the salts?
I think so.
And then he was hung up in a gibbet,
Gilbert?
Grim.
kept there for 50 years.
The sort of birds and things ate the flesh from his body and pecked out his eyes.
And then the witches stole all of his body to, like, make potions with.
To make a concoction which was a cure for rheumatism.